gosh. I really need a dildo Pro Max. But I can't simply afford it. I wish I could somehow sort this out.
Sup, bitch?
Hey, who the fuck are you?
You want dildo Pro Max?
Yes, please.
How much?
I don't have any money, sir. But do you take monthly payments at all, or I'll do anything for you?
Of course, sir. I'm associated strongly with Klarna right now, but you need to do a monthly payment of 10 emeralds every month for the next 12 months of your life. Otherwise, I'll have to. What the fuck is this furniture?
Take the emerald. That's 10 emeralds. Can I have my dildo Pro Max, please?
Yes. Here. Just know mine's a bit bigger.
Yeah.
Just always know mine's a bit bigger. All right.
Yes. Oh.
Is that all?
That's all, sir.
Just remember.
Thanks. God bless. I'll give you 10 emeralds next month.
Anyway,
What the fuck? How you got your cheeks out, bro? It's looking horrifying to see, bro. Oh man. In 4 words, this video is about debt. Fuck, that was 5. Shit. It's my lessons of what, you know, I've learned from debt over the last couple of years. And I was like, yo, this would be a great video idea. And then you get me, that's why I'm here. Just gonna be chatting shit again whilst playing Minecraft, you are. This video is broken down into quite a few segments, which I'll make chapters of in the video, and I'll have something on the screen. So, editor, do your magic. What is debt? Debt is basically spending tomorrow's money today type shit. Except you had no tomorrow's money and had to borrow that shit instead, basically. So, where'd you get that money from, you may ask? There's a lot of ways of getting that shit you owe. You've got credit cards, you've got mortgages, loans, car finances, shark loans. Who the fuck made a script? The thing with any lending you take on is that money's not yours.
Yeah, no shit, dumbass.
You know, I did state the obvious, but I know many motherfuckers that take credit cards, loans, and then spend that money like GTA money. A famous distant cousin of mine said the wise words.
I maxed my credit cards, and I thought I didn't need to pay them back.
You know, what I'm trying to say is, if you can't pay your lending back, they'll take it away. Your crib, boom. Your grandmother's ashes, boom. The signed shit stain undisciplined prom, boom. Okay, maybe not that one. Basically, anything of real money value, they'll just repossess your shit and make you pay one way or the other. Pause. Moving on swiftly to the next part of the video. What pisses me off with that? That is just very normalized part of our lives. You know, if you need a dildo Pro Max, but you don't have the funds, don't worry. Buy now, pay later, we'll save the day. But many companies do it through like Klarna and PayPal and all them motherfuckers there. But in short, buying something through Klarna, for example, you might be able to buy it and pay 6 months down the line. Or split that payment into installments, which you've obviously got to pay back type shit, rather than paying the upfront cost. It's usually interest free, which means they will not charge you extra for that. But sometimes they might do, but sometimes they might charge you interest, but you've just got to pay more than what the item's worth. Obviously, missing payments are gonna molest you. But I'll talk about the effects of that in another video. This kind of payment is extremely booming now more than ever. I'm not gonna be a blind bastard about it and say, yo, why are we like this? We're like this because of our environment. Well, obviously, we live in one of the most expensive times to really have been about, I guess. But we're constantly sold convenience, status, and instant gratification type shit. On its own, it's not a bad thing. You know, these kinds of payments help out so many motherfuckers. Your milk and all of these other necessities shouldn't be inaccessible to those who can't pay the upfront cost type shit, which I get, which I agree. The trap usually doesn't lie there. Trap in a bando don't wanna look like you. With Klarna, for example, the main trap is how easy it is to sign up for it, basically. Because it's rarely ever one purchase you've made, you know. When we look at the item individually, you know, it might be cheap, but then the trouble is when you sign up to multiple of those payments, you know, the multiple dildo Pro Maxes you buy, and that's where it adds up. You don't own the item until you've cleared the payments. technically Klarna owns your 9 dildo Pro Maxes type shit, so yeah, be careful. It's the same concept if you put the item on a credit card, and obviously the scary part is when all of these pile up and you realize majority of your paycheck is going to pay for the things you bought and are paying monthly for, like, you know, the Tung Tung Soho plushies or dildo Pro Max, or, you know, beers. There's only one beer left. To really summarize it, is nobody thinks, yeah, fuck, I'm bored, I want to get in debt, I want to become destitute. No. Small purchases compound, and in very, very simple terms, it steals your freedom, which Martin Luther King worked hard to get us coloured folks. And shout out Rosa Parks, and the guy who sat next to her, Robert Jebediah Freeman and Imran Khan. You know, let's take it on to the next point. Money is a tool and not status. Interesting. So I don't give a fuck about what the dumbass gurus be telling y'all. The goal is never to look rich type shit. It's not to keep up with these dumbass bold cunts online who've got no morals selling you a course about common sense. But what you see on social media, no matter who you see, is never the full picture. Nobody will ever want to talk about how many times they've been railed in the arse, or a full picture of their life, because it's all count. Social media allows them to create a fake life, to trick you, and to fund their real life of bullshit. And if I'm going to be honest, it affects me as well, because at times I compare myself to these pricks, and I'm thinking, yo, like, why am I not driving the R8 I want? And then I realize it's probably a reason for that, because I'd probably have French kissed a tree by now. And if there's one thing y'all take away from me, is don't compare your beginning to somebody else's ending type shit. And by ending, I don't mean the death, I just mean just their end goal type shit. After all that shit, the next important principle it's taught me is the power of budgeting and the power of living below your means type shit. So budgeting is understanding what comes in and what goes out type shit. Pause. It's separating obviously your needs from your wants. So your needs are you paying your bills and importing things like that type shit. And wants are buying furries off Facebook Marketplace. But you can track your spending in whatever way you want. You know, some make Excel spreadsheets with formulas. Some make notes on their phone type shit, or a notebook. Or if you're a caveman watching, ooga booga wooga, booga wooga wooga wooga. Because once you start tracking your spending, your bad habits will be as bright as LeBron's bald spot. And how I do my budgeting is through Notion. It's not a sponsor, cause they ain't paying me shit. I'm getting fuck all dollar. But sharing something that works for me is, you know, why not? This is the Notion I use for my finances type shit. Obviously the first bit, which is this area, is just shows me the last weeks of transactions basically. So boom, if I click new page, it automatically puts the date of today type shit. Then I can just put on Amazon. And then the reason is obviously what did I buy? So I can just put on here, Dildo Pro Max. And then obviously it'll ask me for cash or card. And then I'll be like, boom, man paid cash card for it. And then you'd put the amount, which would be £9.50. Once you've done that, then you can choose a category. It will be shopping. So then I've got this, which then at the end of the month, I put down in my monthly review to see how much I've spent on shopping, takeaway, groceries, bills and stuff like that. I've got other categories like other cartings, parking, transfers, petrol, basically the shit I do on a day-to-day basis. So then I can see where my money goes, and then I can see what trends there are type shit, which is quite good, and I find it's really, really useful. Obviously the next bit is what my portfolio looks like. So in very simple terms, it tells me how much I've got in my small savings, how much I've got my cash ISA, my stocks, private pension, birthday savings, so just a separate part of money for like birthdays and shit like that, and debt shit, which has got my student finance. So then I've got all my bills on here, shows me about the amount it goes, when it goes out, the date of the month, who it's for. Boom, then I know how much I need to transfer into my bill account basically. Then I got my credit card, so I spend on my credit card on a day-to-day basis, so I don't really use anything else. It's always my credit card. And then the database, which is the brain of the operation. So the 3 brains I've got, pause, is categories, expenses, and cash or card. So that's how it works. This is how I manage my finances, basically. I will make a separate video on this another time. Obviously, the reason budgeting is important is you can just see where your money goes, and from there you've just got a better understanding of your gambling hobbies. I'm not gonna call it an addiction, it's a hobby. But it allows you to then set a budget for the month for your needs and obviously your wants, which is the Dildo Pro Maxes, which then allows you to live under your means. And all I mean by that is, let's say you earn £2,000 or dollars after tax. Let's say your needs are £1,000 or $1,000. You're left with a bag. With the remaining bag, if you spend less than £1,000 or $1,000, you're living below your means. If you spend more than that, then obviously you're living above your means type shit. As the older folks say, look after the pennies and the pounds will look after you type shit. Life will do what life loves doing, and that's fucking us hard, non-stop. For those moments, you've got to save for a rainy day, because you don't want to take out debt because you'll end up paying more for, you know, an emergency that, you know, you could have avoided with financially, I guess. Saving isn't hard to do. It starts off with small, consistent habits. Even if you can save £25 a month, that's £300 for the year. Because to be rich, you've got to be boring. Which sounds dumb, but all it is you've just got to save, invest consistently, and 10, 15, 20 years down the line, you know, future you will want to eat your ass and thank you for your service. So let's create stability, not a war zone with your finances type shit. And at the end of the day, debt's taught me a lot of shit, man. Because otherwise I wouldn't have never let this type of shit. Some were painful, some where my arsehole was hurting, but some were necessary to, you know, develop my arse. But you know, what about you guys though, man? What's something debt or money or life in general has taught y'all, man? I'm really interested to see what y'all think, man. Thank you so much for watching, y'all. You already know who it is. It's your boy, lasmoky.
Gosh, I wish I had a dildo prank, but fuck! Who wants a dildo up their ass? Hey man, I need a Dildo Pro Max, but I ain't got no money. Gosh, I wish someone would come down and knock on my door and give me some options. Knock, knock, motherfuckers, Clodder is here. Oh, Clodder, can you give me my Dildo Pro Max? First of all, I need my 10 Here's the 10 emeralds. Okay, sir, how much emerald? I need a 10 emeralds every month for the next 12 months of your life. Oh no, that's a lot of months, but I need my Dildo Pro Max. Give it. Alright, sir. Just remember, if you don't pay those 10 emeralds...
Why did your voice cut off? You know what? That's the intro. You left.